Hey there, and welcome to Scorpio season yin yoga. We are going to be focusing on the kidney meridian today. We're going to be focusing on releasing fears out of the body, as well as getting into the hips, doing a bit of hip opening work as well. So I'll invite you to join me with 2 blocks. Option to use a bolster, not necessary. I'll guide you just through using 2 blocks as props today. And of course, your mat. Feel free to put on any soft yin yoga music in the background for a little bit more enjoyment as well, if you feel called to do so. We're going to start off down in child's pose today. So on your mat, you are welcome to bring your knees nice and wide here, or you can bring your knees close together, whatever feels good for you. Toes come to touch it behind you. And then from here, you can work your way straight down onto the mat, resting the forehead straight down on the mat if that's feeling good. From here, if you want a little bit more space, you're welcome to use your block as a headrest, resting the forehead down on the block to give yourself a little bit more space. And if you have a bolster with you, you're welcome to use a bolster here instead. Just letting the arms soften and relax out in front of you, closing down the eyes as you settle into your child's pose. And from here, we'll start to ground down our energy onto the mat. Breathing in deeply, breathing into the back of the body, breathing into the kidneys. And exhaling to slowly release all the air out of the breathing chambers, letting it all go. Deep, full breath in through the nose. And a slow breath out through the nose. Begin to slow down your breath here as you welcome yourself onto the mat. Letting the body soften and relax into the shape. Deep, full breath in. Slow breath out. So as we explore our fears on the mat here today, I invite you now to set an intention or a sankalpa for your practice, bringing to mind how you would like to feel from showing up on the mat today. Perhaps you'd like to release, to let go, to overcome, or perhaps something else. Setting an intention, setting a sankalpa, choosing how you would like to feel from showing up on the mat. With that intention set, you can let it drift away, let it go. We'll come back to the breath. Breathing in deeply into the back of the body. Exhaling to slowly release the air out of the breathing chambers, letting go. We're here for just a few more slow, deep breaths. We'll take one last deep, full breath in here. Exhale it out slowly. And then on your next inhale breath, we're going to work our way on up slowly onto our hands and our knees, slowly working your way on up to an all fours position. If you've got any props down in front, just popping them over to the side towards the top of the mat. From here, we'll just take a few cat-cow motions, gently easing out any tension from the spine. Inhaling as you gaze forward into cow, opening up through the chest. Exhale as you curl under, rounding through the spine, tucking the chin in. From here, if there's any other gentle movement or stretch that your body is calling for, feel free to do so. If you need to stretch out the legs behind you, that can feel quite nice after being in child's pose for a bit of time. And then when you're ready to move on, we're going to meet lying down on our bellies towards the top of the mat. So from here, we're going to set ourselves up for Sphinx pose. So for Sphinx pose, you're bringing your elbows underneath your shoulders. We've got a soft back bend here, supporting the upper body through the arms. So your palms can be face down in front of you. You can clasp the hands together, whatever feels good. Here, you can even use your hands to rest the chin, making a bit of a headrest there with the hands, if that's feeling good. Your other option here is to use a block as a headrest. You may like to bring a block in front of you, maybe on the high setting, and gently rest the forehead down on the block, if that's feeling good. And then from here, we'll close down the eyes or soften the gaze as we settle in. If you're not using anything to rest the head on, you can just slightly bow the head down. We're just here for a few moments, a shorter hold here, letting the legs soften and relax. So we're working with the Kidney Meridian today, and the Kidney Meridian starts at the little toes, and then it works its way up around the inside of the ankle. It goes around the ankle before traveling up the inner seams of the legs, where it then enters the body, travels up through the body all the way up, ending at the root of the tongue. So as we stay here for just another moment or so in Sphinx pose, I'll invite you to mentally trace the kidney meridian line from the little toes, cross through to the inner ankle, up through the inner seams of the legs, all the way up through the inner body, ending at the root of the tongue. Just visualizing that pathway of energy traveling through the kidney meridian. We'll take one more deep full breath in here. Exhale it out. If you've got any props in front of you, just removing them out of the way. We're going to make a little pillow here with the hands and rest the head straight down onto the hands, letting the spine rebound and recover in a neutral position before we move on. And then when you're ready to move on, we're going to slowly work our way back up onto our hands and knees, all fours. And then from here, we're going to transition into dragon pose. So you may like to just bring your blocks up towards the top of the mat so that they're in case you would like to use them in our next shape. We're going to start off by bringing our left foot up towards the top of the mat. Feel free to use your hands to assist. And then from here, your right knee stays down on the mat. You can walk your right knee back. If you want a little bit of padding there for your right knee, feel free to pop a blanket down underneath the right knee. You can even fold your mat over so you've got a bit of dabble padding there with the mat if that's feeling supportive, or whatever feels good here for your body. Your left knee is stacked over your left ankle. Your hands can be on blocks, framing the left foot. Your hands can be down on the mat if that's feeling good for your body. Or maybe from here, bring your left hand to the inside of your foot, shuffle your left foot over to the left side of the mat. Hands can stay on the blocks, they can come down onto the mat. Or here, maybe you even come down onto the forearms to go down a little bit deeper. Forearms can be on the blocks, on whatever setting works for you. Forearms can be on the mat if that works. So you've got a bit of time here to wriggle around to get yourself set up in your dragon pose, finding whatever feels best here for your body. As you settle in here, just finding something that's comfortable to hold for these next few moments. You can close down the eyes or soften the gaze once you settle in. I know dragon pose is not one of the easiest yin yoga poses. And here you may even find that your fears start to arise. So we're working with the Kidney Meridian today, and the Kidney Meridian is associated with the emotion of fear. So as we start to move the energy, the chi, the prana through the Kidney Meridian, as we release any stagnant energy or any blockages, these fears might start to come up for you. Maybe even here in dragon pose, you might have some fears come up. Maybe fears around your body, holding the shape for so long. Or maybe other fears that might seem somewhat random. Just allowing whatever comes up for you to be processed, to be healed, to be released. We're here for just a few more minutes. We'll take one last deep full breath in here. Exhale it out, releasing out any fears or worries. If we're on the forearms, we're slowly coming up onto our hands, either onto the blocks or onto the mat. And then from here, we're going to carefully shift back our left knee. If you've got any of the mat folded over, you can untuck that. From here, you can shift the hips from side to side, release out any tension from the hips. If you want to pull back to child's pose, that can feel nice. You're welcome to find any other gentle movement or stretch here that's feeling good for your body before we move on to our dragon pose on the other side. when you're ready to set up for dragon pose on the other side. This time our left knee is staying down, right foot is stepping up to the top of the mat. You can use your hands to assist to get you there, bringing your right knee over your right ankle. Left knee, if it needs a bit of extra padding, here's where you may like to bring a blanket or fold under your mat, whatever works for you. And then you can play with the position of the hands, of the arms. Your hands can stay framing your right foot here. You can have your hands on your blocks. You can play around with the block settings here as well. If you want to go a little bit deeper, maybe bring your right hand to the inside of the right foot. You can shuffle your right foot over to the right edge of the mat. And here, again, you can play with the position of the hands, of the arms. Here, you've got a bit of space to come down onto your forearms. The forearms might rest on the blocks. The forearms might rest on the mat if you can reach. You just go to wherever it feels good here for your body, remembering that in yin yoga, we don't want to go right to our edge. So you don't want to go as far as you possibly can. You want to just ease out a little bit away from your edge here so that you're not at risk of injuring yourself. And as you find something that feels good for your body to hold for these next few moments, I'll invite you to close down the eyes, maybe slightly bowing down the head. As you commit to stillness here for these next few moments. So in our dragon pose, we're doing a lot of hip opening here, opening up through the hip flexors. It's quite a deep hip opening. And metaphysically, it is said that we can hold emotional baggage in our hips. And so again, here as we're opening up through the hips, as we release the fascia around the hip area, we may start to release some of that emotional baggage. You may find that old repressed emotions may start to come up to the surface here. And again, if you notice any emotions coming up, allow them to be processed, to be healed, to be released out of the body. Being kind and compassionate to yourself, practicing ahimsa. As any fears or emotions may start to arise. We're just here for another moment or so. We'll take one last deep full breath in here. Exhale it out. If you're on the forearms, gently start to come up onto the hands. We're going to carefully step our right knee back into an all fours position. You can untuck the mat if you had it tucked under for the left knee. And here you can find a bit of gentle movement, maybe taking a few cat-cow motions, maybe pulling back to child's pose, or finding any other gentle movement or stretch that's feeling good here to find a bit of release out of the body. And then when you're ready to move on, we're going to find a seated position. Just make sure that your blocks are handy because you may like to use them here. We're going to move into butterfly pose, but here we're just going to use a bit of gentle acupressure. So here your soles of your feet are coming together, knees are out wide, and here's where you may like to use your blocks if your knees are up quite high. If you want to slide a block underneath your thighs, underneath your knees for a bit of support, that can just support you a little bit more here in the shape. You find what feels supportive here for your body. We're going to stay in an upright position here today, and we're going to use our hands to apply a bit of acupressure. You're going to bring your thumbs down onto the soles of your foot. So your thumb is wrapping around, so your thumb can apply a bit of pressure there just to the center of your foot. So from here, you're just going to either apply a bit of gentle pressure or maybe even just massage that point. You can gently rest down the head and close down the eyes as you massage the center of your foot. So this area that we're massaging is kidney 1. This is the start of the kidney meridian, right actually here in the center of the foot. I know I said earlier that the kidney meridian starts at the pinky toe, but it actually starts right here at the inside of the foot. But anyway, so this is called bubbling springs. And this acupressure point, kidney 1, is so helpful for rejuvenating the kidney chi, the kidney energy, getting that fresh energy flowing through the kidney meridian, helping to flush away fears, worries. Just giving that kidney 1 acupressure point a bit of a gentle pressure, a bit of a gentle massage there. We'll just stay here for another moment or so. Letting the legs soften and relax. Letting the body relax as you just apply that gentle pressure to kidney 1. And then you can release any pressure there from the thumbs. We'll take another deep full breath in here. Exhale it out. And slowly we're going to move out of our butterfly pose and we're going to work our way down onto our backs into Shavasana. You can move any props over to the side. You're welcome to use any props here to make your Shavasana a bit more comfortable. Or you're welcome to use no props at all if that's feeling fine. You can work your way down onto your back for your Shavasana today. Arms can be down by the sides. Feet can be soft and floppy. Feet just flopped out to the sides. You're welcome to lie on your side in a side lying Shavasana or take any other position that feels good for your body today to finish off our class. Closing down the eyes or softening the gaze as you settle in. We're here for just a few moments. Letting go, releasing. Letting go of anything that's come up in your practice today. We're talking about fears or emotional baggage. There's a yoga sutra that is so helpful, one of the yoga sutras of Patanjali. And the translation goes like this. When negative thoughts enter the mind, opposite ones should be thought of. So if you're noticing fears or negative feelings are coming up for you, you can neutralize these negative thoughts by thinking of positive ones instead. I'll leave you with that thought, and I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Take a deep breath in through the nose and a slow breath out through the nose. Begin to come back into the body, maybe wriggling the fingers and the toes, maybe stretching out the arms, stretching out the legs. Take your full body stretch. Whenever you're ready, you can work your way on over onto your favorite side. Take a moment to pause and rest in the rebirth position. Savoring this transition into the rest of your day. And then keeping eyes closed or a soft gaze, we'll slowly work our way on up to any comfortable seated position. Taking your time, moving slowly. We'll arrive with our hands in front of the heart center in Anjali Mudra prayer position, thumbs resting against the heart. From here, bow down the head towards the hands, thanking yourself for showing up on the mat today, for doing something just for you. And if you set an intention or a sankalpa at the start of your practice, coming back to that intention now. Whether you wanted to release, to let go, or something else, may you carry that intention with you as you leave class today. Pranam. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed today's class. If you enjoyed this mini yin yoga class, I invite you to come along and try some full-length classes with me in Flow with the Moon. You'll find all my live and pre-recorded classes inside my monthly yoga membership, Flow with the Moon. The link is in the show notes below. And if you really love yin yoga and you're intrigued by the meridians, the fascia, all the magical stuff that is happening inside a yin yoga class, I invite you to join my yin yoga teacher training. You'll find the link for that one in the show notes below as well. Thank you so much for being here today. Pranam. I'll see you next time.